Let's jump into this lesson, Genesis 22, 1 through 14. And I believe some of this has been generated through AI. Wonderful. And I have something on my iPad as well. So the lesson summary, you ask it to summarize this lesson? Is that what you ask it to do?
Yes. And so, and that's what you talk about, prompting. Prompting is specific. So you could say, Abraham makes an offering, Genesis 22, verses 1 through 14. Create a summary of this Sunday school lesson and give 5 points from the lesson that would apply to anyone and encourage them, and leave it at that. Bam.
And it says, in this powerful passage, Abraham is tested by God and asked to offer his beloved son Isaac as a sacrifice. Without hesitation, Abraham obeys, believing that God could still fulfill his promise. Just as Abraham prepares to sacrifice Isaac, the angel of the Lord stops him and provides a ram in the thicket, revealing one of the most profound names of God, Jehovah-Jireh, the Lord will provide.
Amen.
Got you.
Great. Abraham
That's right.
makes an offering, and he did that. And we know the story of Abraham. God came to him, Genesis 12, said, get up and go, leave your kindred. That particular place where Abram was at was Ur of the Chaldees. Chaldeans, moon worship and all of that stuff. But God said, go to a place that I will show you. He didn't know where he was going. He didn't know how he was going to get there, but he trusted in the Lord. He's the father of faith.
That's it. Let me read.
He was old in age.
He was old.
Okay, go ahead.
Listen at this. You and lady can get this. So I opened up ChatGPT and I told it to do this. Create a lesson plan that is thorough on Genesis 22, 1 through 14.
Okay.
It needs to include these strategies.
Yes.
First, there needs to be an entrance ticket. Secondly, there needs to be a summary strategy.
All right.
I personally prefer the SWBTS method.
Okay.
Someone wanted but so then. Next, I would like word study with semantic range. Following this, I would like an annotated strategy from this passage context using William Barclay's commentary.
Okay.
And finally, an exit ticket, which is a red light, yellow light, green light.
Yeah.
And Ron, when I tell you.
Wow. Within seconds.
When I tell you.
I need that prompt.
When I tell you. So it says this, and we're going to discuss this lesson. We'll have to do it too tomorrow if you want to, because we're just talking about AI.
Yes.
It says students will explore theological, emotional, and the literary depth of Abraham's test in Genesis 22, 1 through 14. Analyze the passage using exegetical tools and some summarization strategies, and reflect on its personal and spiritual implications. Gives me an exit ticket. It breaks down my SWBTS. Gives me some discussion questions.
Give me the SWBTS.
Someone wanted, but so then.
And how it brought it out.
Abraham was a someone.
Okay.
Wanted what? To obey God's voice and remain faithful.
Amen.
But he was commanded to sacrifice his only son, Isaac. So he journeyed in obedience and prepared an altar. And fifthly, then God provided a ram, showing that he provides and honors faith. Staying with this lesson and this particular strategy.
Yes.
When we are seeking the will of God, lady, help me say this. When seeking the will of God, never try to get confirmation in disobedience or rebellion.
It's all about obedience.
He had to build.
And he didn't hesitate.
No.
He went at it. He woke up the next morning
and went at it.
Saddled the ass.
That's it.
And went at it.
That's the thing. When we are seeking God's will for our lives, sometimes we want to do it through carnal means and through worldly interventions, and it doesn't work like that when you're seeking God's will at this level. And some people
and the main thing, you got to know it's God. Just like when God came to, if you know it's God, like his mother said in John 2, whatever he tells you to do it. What do you have, Lady Shantae?
Well, you're talking about finding God's will.
Yeah, but and discerning the voice of God, and sometimes the flesh will arise.
Yeah.
because we know through Abraham, the other son came through the different way.
Well, was that on him though?
Was it on who?
Was that on Abraham?
He did it.
I mean, he did it, but
He did
he
it.
was heavily influenced
By the flesh, by somebody
by
who
his
was
wife.
not walking
Yeah.
I'm gonna say in the same level or structured or strict obedience as he was.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That's true. I mean, I just don't know how many would actually turn that.
You look at your
down.
actual situation and the age of Abraham and the age of
Right.
Sarah, his wife, and it just
Somebody
in the
wanted but so
natural,
then.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
felt like they needed
They
to
help
help
God
God.
out. Yeah, they need to
Okay.
help God out. I mean, we do it. We all do it. I mean, all of those stories in the Bible are reflections of us. It's a mirror.
Okay,
we
what-
all do those things all the time. We get in our flesh. We try to help God. We try to,
Okay.
assist. And it never works because, like you said, we're in the flesh. And
Right.
we only can please Him through faith.
And without faith, it's
It's
impossible.
to please Him.
Okay, sometimes God asks us to release what we love most. Are you willing to trust Him even when it doesn't make sense?
I want to say yes.
There are times when I've done it
Yeah.
easily, and there
Yeah.
are times that I'm still struggling.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
reluctantly.
honest.
Yeah.
To release that
yeah.
which I love, to release which I'm comfortable with,
Yeah.
it's going to require active obedience. It's going to require sacrifice. It's going to require me moving.
Faith.
Literally, it's going to require me possibly geographically relocating. Like Abraham, he got the word in the house, but he had to go to the mountain.
Provision follows obedience.
Yes.
Abraham didn't see the ram until he acted in faith. Don't wait to move until you see the provision. Move and then watch God provide.
But there
That's
was
what
an
faith
altar.
is. That's what faith
That's
is all
what faith
about.
is.
Yeah,
Right. Faith is
yeah.
what?
Moving,
Yeah.
not by sight.
Yeah.
But by faith, is it
Mm-hmm.
right? But he built an altar.
But God already told him what to do. Just do what God tells you to do.
Abraham knew
Okay.
in order to fulfill this act or walk in the will of God at this level or see this level of provision, it was going to come with an altar.
But think about the request. I mean, on the outside looking in, of course, we could say, yeah, just do it, just obey. But that's your
Yeah.
child, that you waited for a very long time.
The promised child.
Yeah, promised child.
Yeah.
And so I can't say that I would blame him if he did hesitate, although he didn't. If he did hesitate, if he had to seek confirmation, if he had to get some wise counsel, my faith would have been shaken as well. Like, Lord, this can't be you, really. It can't be. And so, yeah,
'Cause
it's
you
all
told
act
me
of faith.
that, God.
Yeah. So
But
that's
he
a
said
man
as
of great
he was going
faith.
up, me and the lad
Yeah.
will
We'll come
come
back.
down.
That's right.
And then at the same time, he was getting rid of the lad.
But and here's the thing, though. Isaac was old enough to know what was about to happen.
True.
We believe he was not no 2-3-year-old toddler.
Right.
You hear me? He
Some
was.
think even much
15.
older than that.
Some
yeah.
think he was really
Even-
old.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How does that shape his faith now? Because his faith is shaped through that experience. His father's faith is definitely shaped. How is his faith shaped? Through this experience where I'm possibly an innocent bystander in all of this, but later on in life, I see the importance of altars and sacrifice.
When you
Because
say,
I'm that person,
yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then Abraham had to still kill the ram. See, Isaac had to watch his daddy kill the ram.
And Isaac had to go willingly. 'Cause
Willingly.
Abraham
So
was
what does that
old.
do for you as that person? I see Lady Shantae going through it.
All a picture of the
But
Lord.
then,
Jesus.
wow, now I'm actually a part of that experience. Oh, my faith is shaped as well.
So do you think his trust was fully in God or his trust was in his father as being a young man?
Fully, I don't think I can answer that honestly, but I will say this because I don't there's no record of him having a relationship with
Right,
God at that
right,
time.
right.
So to be on the safe side, I think he was fully invested in what his father
Yeah.
was doing. And his father, of course, now introduces him to a relationship with Jehovah-Jireh.
Oh, yes, he does.
Yeah. And I think that is, if anything's missing now in this society, It's that we are not fathered spiritually anymore. We need mothers, you need to be parented in this thing.
Absolutely.
You can't walk into this thing blindly.
Yeah.
You need to see a relationship with God through people.
Yes.
And you need to see the manifestation of God in people.
Mm-hmm.
So that when you start walking through your own trials of life and God has to move you into a new dimension of faith from the valley to the mountain, and you need to have that Mount Moriah experience, I can say, voila. Okay, Lady Shantae, I saw this happen in your life.
Yeah.
And then you, being a person of faith and a person of expectation, can say, son or daughter, I know how to father you and parent you through this.
Yeah. That's important.
It is very important.
It's crucial.
Hmm?
It's crucial to have victory in your Christian life, to have someone that you can see walk this thing out successfully. Doesn't mean that they're perfect. Doesn't mean that they don't have struggles, but it's important to be able to see somebody who's strong and mature in the faith that you can call on, that can check you, that can, lead the way. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
You need that.
Yeah.
Because I need to understand, not only was I supposed to be the sacrifice, I know how to discern and sense sacrifice. Because now Isaac can discern later on in life, and he can sense sacrifice.
What a lesson.
Look how quick Abraham moved. It says, true faith means acting before you see the full picture. Abraham didn't get a detailed explanation or a guarantee of how things would work out. He got a command that seemed to contradict everything he had been promised. Yet he woke up early and started the journey anyway. But let me skip to this last one here, Pastor Hill.
Go ahead.
Your hardest tests become your greatest testimonies.
Ooh, say that again.
What started as Abraham's worst nightmare became his most powerful story. Mount Moriah, the place of testing, became known as the Lord will provide.
My.
His private agony became a public testimony that still impacts millions today.
And I'm grateful. Jehovah-Jireh still provides.
Yes, he will.
And know this, in order for you to get to that place in God and that place in grace, that place in your understanding, from this lesson we learn that worship should be sacrificial. There has to be a sacrifice. You have to discern your sacrifice.
Don't go in the way of Cain and just try to throw something up.
It's got to be sacrificial. And when God sees, and God sees all, but when we see and God sees, when we see what God sees in the sacrifice, and we've moved, like literally, I think geography plays a major part sometimes in our deliverance and development.
God responds to true, genuine sacrifice.
Man.
We've seen it over and over again. He respected Abel and his sacrifice.
In our close, it says William Barclay in the annotated part, Barclay's style insights that this test doesn't emerge out of punishment, but divine purpose.
And we must understand God will test us,
not tempt us.
but not tempt us.
Come on.
That test is to see where you are and graduate you to the next level.
Well, y'all, I was glad when they said unto me, let us go
into
into the house of the Lord.